dismissed every accomplishment I've made. You've talked about my father. Well, you call me an entitled millennial, I call you a carny succubus, because the dirty secret about you, the dirty secret is you need this generation more than it needs you.
What up, y'all? It's KMB the Sexy Ninja in the place to be for a Paper Saber universe, and this is the New World Podcast, brother. And we're talking about Collision. Oh my goodness, man. It has been one hell of a week, and I'm sorry I'm so behind on all of these podcasts. I just want to apologize, but the last couple weeks, the first couple weeks in May for the day job is just extremely busy for me, and it's just like trying to find time, trying to do something, you know. But we're going to talk about Collision, which was May 3rd, 2025, day before Star Wars Day. We got Tony and Nigel on commentary. We're in Atlantic City at I wrote Adrian Phillips Theater. It didn't look like a theater. It looked more like a high school gym. But the place was cool, though. And I personally really like the smaller venues now for AEW. Like, do I want them to go back to filling big arenas and stuff like that? Hell yeah, I do. But it's something more intimate about a smaller crowd, especially for the type of wrestling that AEW delivers with Collision. And this is one hell of a show. We started off with Adam Cole, who just gets on commentary, and I'm like, oh, Adam Cole, baby, he's on commentary. Let's go, Dan! But he was on the show the entire time, so I was just like, well, sure, you know, I guess we'll have him on the commentary. But we started off with Tony Storm, timeless Tony Storm, versus Lady Frost, and who I will say, Lady Frost, she's gotten a lot better. The last time we've seen good old Lady Frost, man. This was a really good match. I love Tony Storm. And at the end of it, she cut a great promo. She says, I'm here and I'm queer and I'm timeless, Tony Storm. Oh, I was like, bravo, an Oscar for this beautiful, lovely woman. And shout out to Lady Frost for having a badass match with Tony Storm. We get a Mox promo, and shaky. Then we go into the $100,000 match here. Sammy Guevara versus Kevin Knight versus AR Fox versus Rush. I was pulling for Rush to win this one. I was pulling for it. I was like, come on, Rush. 100K? I need 100K. Who do I have to wrestle for 100K? I'll wrestle butt booty naked for 100K. Give me some baby oil. Damn it. But Sammy Guevara got the win. I was like, oh, sure. That's cool. But it was a good match. You know, with these four athletes and everything like that, this was a really fun match. And Sammy got the 100K. You know, he living 100 large. They call that a band? I don't know. I'm not really hip that way. But Sammy got the win. I was pulling for Roosh. And every time I see AR Fox, I'm like, you poor bastard. Are they going to do anything with you? Then we get a Joe promo. Very scary. I was like, ooh, Joe gonna kill you. But I'm more or less upset at the fact that this is not happening at Double or Nothing. I would love this steel cage match between Jon Moxley and Samoa Joe to happen at Double or Nothing, because that just sounds like I want to be there, you know? I want to be there for that show, but no, Joe, no. We got the FTR and Paragon package because they have a match tonight. 2 out of 3 falls. Evil FTR. Evil guys out. We get Megan Bayne versus Harley, and this was actually surprisingly pretty good. Like, I enjoyed this match, but of course I knew Megan was going to get the win, and Penelope's out there. And of course I knew poor Harley was going to be attacked after, but guess who came and saved her? Anna Jane! It was so awkward. Like, the way she was, like, winding up the hitter and whatnot with the I think it was a board and whatnot, and Megan just, like, no-selling it, just been like, oh, what the hell is that? You know? But it was pretty silly, especially for the ending of this match. But Megan Bayne got the win. Anna Jay came out. Woohoo. Then we get a Mox promo again. I'm like, They already did the package. I don't want to hear him talk again. I don't want to hear the and talking riddles and So, sorry, someone's texting me. But yeah, so I don't want to hear the mocks. Then we get Lexi with the Outrunners. Those two crazy sons of bitches. They were attacked last week, but they will have their revenge. Then we have Brody versus Josh Alexander in one hell of a match. I am going to mark it as my match of the night. I really enjoyed this match, but it ended in a draw. We're like, come on! But of course, Lance Archer's out there to attack after. This was a badass match. Brody deserves a lot. Brody deserves the world, in my opinion. And Josh Alexander, still not the biggest fan, but he's growing on me. After a badass match like this, we get a crew package. Crew. What else we have? Oh yeah, Max Caster. Open challenge, Daniel Garcia. Who do you think's going to win? Come on, Daniel Garcia gets to win. But now there's a timer on Max Caster's matches. I was like, this is stupid. more like embarrassing now. They're like, no, you know what? The timer on your gimmicks, that's going to be something, right? But Daniel Garcia cuts a passionate promo afterwards. He's like, I'm going to tell FTR to their face, bruh. I'm going to tell them. I'm going to tell them all. So he goes, FTR, you'll see me tonight. And we get Lexi with Anthony Bowens. Blake interrupts with the homie. And Anthony's like, hey, I'll take on anybody. Billy Gunn's like, yeah, that's right. He's cool. And I was about to say his catchphrase, but I forgot what it was. We got Gates of Agony in a squash match. Crew ringside. Then we get Big Bill and Brian saying, hey, Gates of Agony, we're out here in the parking lot. We're going to fight. And that ends up with Gates of Agony leaving the ring and going to fight Big Bill and Brian in the weirdest parking lot brawl ever. There was little to nothing really to throw anybody in. There's the it was just funny to me. That made me laugh the entire time. I'm like, this is silly. This is just silly, Willie. But then they just cut. They're like, oh, the fight continues. Let's go to the main event. I thought that's funny. Oh, then we got the Paragon versus FTR in the main event and an awesome 2 out of 3 falls match, but the FTR got the win. They got the pin because it came down to 1-1, but FTR in their tricky ways with Stokely et al. Get the win. And after that, we cue that hip, loving, moving music. Mr. Daniel Garcia comes out with a crowbar. He says, I don't know who you are anymore. We were friends. You got blah, 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 blah. But I don't care if it's you. I don't care if it's you. I don't care if it's you. Pointing at all 3 of them. He goes, I will fight you. Fight you, bruh. And that's the way we end the show. We got Double or Nothing May 25th. Same day as NXT Battleground. It's a lot of stuff going on. But that is Collision. May 3rd, 2025, Atlantic City, New Jersey. And then we got, that's it. Match of the night. I gotta say Brody King versus Josh Alexander, man. I really did enjoy that match. Let's see. Then moment of the night. Oof. Oh, Tony Storm has to be, hands down. I'm here and I'm queer. I'm timeless Tony Storm. 3 out of 5 for Collision. And that's it. That's all. Like and subscribe. Show your grandma, show the bum down at Walmart. I am KMB, the Sexy Ninja. And remember that the New World Podcast is for life, brother.
We'll be ready. I will be sweaty.